Hello, hello. I'm thinking this morning quads and hamstrings. So let's start with a bit of a warm up. You might want to have done a warm up first with one of the other videos. So reaching up, rolling forwards, use the abs. Just really good to get the spine loosened up, making it a bit more flexible. So we'll go though just now. If you've done a warm up, hopefully done a few roll downs, let's work on these areas here. So step forwards with either foot, doesn't matter which one, stepping forwards, and so your heel is in line with your knee. And now just push the hips forwards, driving forwards, push forwards, push forwards, push forwards, keeping that, so you're getting a lovely stretch in the back, the knee behind, pushing forwards. Now just drop your fingertips to the floor, so you're working the quads of the back leg, and then we'll put the hands down in line with the right foot and slowly start to walk in towards you. As you do this, lift the toes off the floor, curl the toes up, and just come as far forwards as you can, just looking forwards. Now feel that stretch here. Now look ahead, look up. You can feel that lovely stretch through the hamstrings. Good stretch. Walk it forwards again. We'll just do this, come back up and tilt forwards. So getting those quads working on the back leg, and now the hamstrings on the front as you, drop the hands to the floor and then walk it in. You might only be able to walk to here, that's fine. You might be able to walk way back and look ahead. Get those hamstrings, it's a really good pull here. We just do that once more, so 3 to each side, do once more on this one. So just coming up and pushing forwards, a nice stretch through the quads, and now hands to the floor. Walk it in towards you, toes to the ceiling, and look ahead if you can. Relaxing the shoulders, and now we're going to swap legs. So step back with the one that you just, so your knees are together now, and you're going to step the other leg forwards, foot to the floor, and just drive forwards. So quads here, working the quads. Now bring your fingertips to the floor, slowly as you curl up with the toes, walk the hands in, toes to the ceiling, nice good hamstring stretch there, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, bring it forwards, come back up and just push forwards with that hip. And now back down, just a good hip flexor, hip opener, opening up through the hips here as well as working the quads. Look ahead if you can, try to relax the shoulders. And again, bring it forwards. Okay, brilliant. And now up and just drive forwards. Here's the hip working. Back to the floor and slowly walk in. Last one here. Looking ahead if you can, walking back as far as you can. Good old hamstring stretch. Excellent, and now bring it back. We're just going to bring the knees together. So from here, coming up, right, so I'm going to face to the side because I think it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. Knees, hips and shoulders in line. I'm just going to really pull in with the abs, tighten the glutes, shoulders are staying down. Take a breath in, look straight ahead, and as you breathe out, just tilt back. So you're working now the quads. You go as far as you comfortably can. Bring the hands down to help sort of balance you. So breathing out as you tip back, looking ahead, and breathing in to lift up. Do 2 more of these. Feel it in the quads. Also working your glutes, also working your abs. So good all-rounder, doing several things here. 2 more. So last one more after this. Breathing out and breathing in. And 1 more. Taking it back, breathing out, and breathing and lift up. Excellent. Okay, down onto your hands and knees from here. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders, and just pull the tummy in, tuck the chin down onto your chest. Feel that pulling the tummy up to the spine, getting a lovely flexion through the spine. Now extension through the spine. Drop the tummy to the floor and lift the head up. Shoulders are down, sliding those shoulders, look ahead. We'll do that once more. Pulling up, and now dropping down. Okay, good work. Now from here, come down onto your tummy. If you would like to have the sponge under your forehead, you can do. We're going to have the hands by the sides to start with. So forehead with the hands, why not? Just bending your right knee, or you can have the hands out here. And we're just going to push the foot up to the ceiling. So we'll breathe out. This is this area fitting right into your glutes and back down. Sort of psoas, this right into this bit of the back. So pushing up, breathing out. This is the bit I always think is really good if you've been gardening. Breathe out, push up. And 1 more, take a breath in. And breathe out, push up. Keeping the hips, opposite hip into the mat. Take it down. Well, keeping both hips into the mat. So watch when you lift your leg. I should have sort of demonstrated this a bit more. That you don't And as you lift your leg, I'll show you, let's do one more to the other side. You don't want the hips to roll as you lift the leg. So I'll show you here, so it doesn't matter. So just showing here, you don't want the hips to roll, you want to keep that hip into the floor, just pushing the sole of the foot to the ceiling. Last one here. Brilliant, okay. Now from here, forehead onto your hands. I would get rid of the sponge, but if you like it, that's fine. Have the, let's say the left hand under your forehead, take the right hand down by your side, bend that knee, and see if you can take hold of your toes. Now for some of you, this will be absolutely impossible. How about taking hold of your trousers? If you find that it's impossible to hold your trousers or your socks or your toes, then you could just keep the hands by sides and just push up as we just did. But if you can you're going to work the quadriceps a lot more. So taking hold of the toes if you can and keep the hip into the mat. Lift up, breathing out. Oh, that's a real good quad stretch. And breathe out to lift and into lower. 2 more. And 1 more. Breathing out, lift, keep the hips into the mat, bring it down, and we'll change sides. So 4 to the other side now. So taking hold, keeping the hip into the mat, and just lifting and down. So 3 of these. Breathe out to lift, keeping the hip pushing down. 2 more. Breathe out and breathe in, and last one. So holding here for a second or 2 and down. Great work. Now you might find that you can take hold of both. So if you're able to, if you can't, you're just going to keep going with this, bending the knee and lifting up. If you can take hold of both, have a go. So taking a breath in, as you breathe out, lift the head and shoulders and relax back down. So we'll do 3 more. Breathe out to lift, abs are working, glutes are working, quads are working. 2 more. Breathe out, lift, breathe in and hold. And 1 more, take a breath in. And breathe out, lift, look ahead, shoulders are sliding, relax down, bring the knees to the floor, and sit back into a stretch. So hips back, hands forward, stretch that out. As I've told you before, I'm not very good at sitting back onto my knees. You can take the knees a bit wider, that might make it easier for you. Most of you have no problem with that one, but for some reason my knees don't want me to do that. So now from here are your options. You can be square, nice and square like this, toes, knees under your hips, toes in line with the knees, and we just breathe in, and as you breathe out, push up through the heels of your hands. You're working your biceps and pectoral muscles across your chest here. So breathing in to take it down, out to lift up. Now if you'd like to take this a little bit, makes it a bit more challenging, take the hands forwards and just let the hips drop. Now the main thing here is to keep the hips in line with the shoulders. So we're going to just take it down, breathing in, so make it a little bit more challenging, and breathe out to lift up. If you think that this is too much, then go back to square. The big thing here is to keep the hips low, so it's very tempting, and maybe if you haven't been to class for a while, it might be tempting to take it down, and then without even realising, the hips lift, and you think, oh, that's really nice and easy. Oh, I can do this exercise, easy peasy. Try and keep the hips level. That's what's going to give the impact and make it a little bit more challenging for you. Or if you feel you can, come up into press ups. So the same thing, we don't want the hips up to here. The hips are going to stay down, and we breathe in and push up. That's blooming hard work. Breathe in and breathe out. And some of you will be able to do a lot lower than me. I'm cheating a bit because I can't get back up. So I'm bringing my knees back to the floor. So we'll do 4 more if you can. If you've had enough, you stop. Obviously, if it's hurting, you stop. But if you're doing it with the hips down, with the hips level, make sure you are keeping the hips level. Last one. Breathe in and breathe out. Sit back into a stretch. Gets the wrists, which, as I always say to you, really good, helping to build bone density in the wrists, which we all want to do, so that you get extra strength and not like to break them. Well done. Okay, back down onto your tummy. Excellent. Forehead onto your hands. And we're going to go with the opposite, alternate leg raises. So just breathing out to lift and into lower. And if you feel you can, I might just turn. I'm not going to turn too close to the front. I was going to dye my hair, but I chickened out of it. I suddenly had a horror that I was going to end up the most peculiar colour. So I thought, just go with the grey, what the heck. So we're lifting the opposite arm to leg, breathing out to lift and into lower. The hairdressers are going to be so busy once this all unlocks. And so it'll probably take months to even get into the hairdresser. Now if you feel you can, you could go with the same, but both legs lifting. So lifting both. This is going to put a lot more work through your abs, well through your back, but you're not going to let that back do the work. You're going to be pulling the tummy in and tightening your bottom. So you're lifting, breathing out, and it's actually often easier to lift the head and shoulders as well. Why not breathe out and breathe in? So here we're working the glutes, the abs, breathing out to lift wide. If you can now, you might be still going single. That's absolutely your choice. I'm going to have to risk the roots and just turn a little bit more to face the front. If you're going to lift both, then just pull, alternate, pull the elbow down to the waist, bring the hand back to the forehead and back down. Lift, pull the elbow back, hand back to the forehead and down. Or you can go with both and pull back, breathing out and breathe in, take it down. Breathe out, lift and pull back, breathing in, that's good, and breathe out, back to the floor. Take a breath in to prepare, do nothing. Breathe out, lift and pull back. I'm changing the breathing a bit, aren't I? Breathe in to lower down. It might be too much, you might still be going to single. Make sure you bring the hand back to the forehead. Make sure that you're not tempted, if you're going with single, to look to see where the elbow's going. It's very tempting to go whoop and back. So imagine that you're facing hundreds of people and you don't want them to see your roots. So you're just looking to the floor, you're not following to the side because they're there. Okay, so pulling back. One of these days, I feel like, who do I feel like? With this wild hair too long, too grey, like I'm turning into some, let me think, there's a name of somebody, and I can't think of it, I'll think of it for next week, or tomorrow, or whatever. So, from here, just sit back into a stretch, hips are back, not wurzel gummidge, but probably actually, yes, wurzel gummidge. Sit back, stretch it out, hips back, hands forwards. The good news is, nobody can really see us, except that I'm doing these videos, so you can see me. Okay, so from here, up onto hands and knees, and we're just going to do 4, opposite arm and opposite leg. Watch the hips don't lift, they're staying level. 4, 3, and last 2, stretch, level, and last 1, breathe out, level the hips, and breathe in, and sit back, and I reckon that's possibly 10 minutes or so. So coming up to sitting, and we'll just do a little stretch because we want to just stretch the, we're not really going to be stretching the hamstrings, the quad, yes we will, sorry, lower down, and we'll just give the hamstrings a bit of a stretch. So lowering down, take hold of the right foot, holding the back, not the right foot, sorry, the back of the leg, sole of the foot to the ceiling, push the heel up to the ceiling. I can feel that now, really feel it. Ease a little bit closer, lift the shoulders up and pull it a bit closer to you, toes are pulling down, feel that right up there. And hug the knee into your chest, and we'll change sides. Take hold of the left, sole of the foot to the ceiling, keep the head and shoulders to the floor, ease that leg a little straighter, pulling towards you, and hug into the chest. Hug both knees, do a little gentle circle one way, both knees are together, and a few little circles back the other way. Nice little back massage. And put the feet to the floor, run your heels away from you. Arms above the head, stretch it out, take a breath in, and if you feel you'd like to take yourselves off to that lovely place, just relaxing, shoulders relaxing, tummy muscles relaxing, glutes relaxing, toes out to the side, or if you're feeling it in your back, bend your knees. And I'm going to say bye-bye for now, so just have a second or minute or 2 minutes or whatever you like, and have a really good day. See you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.